Seniors, stop these 3 vitamins now. They're destroying your legs' strength and freedom. Picture an ordinary morning. You wake up, brew a cup of tea, and reach for the vitamin bottle in your kitchen cabinet. A small, colorful pill marketed as a key to healthy aging. You swallow it with the belief that you're investing in your future years. Millions of seniors around the world do the same every day, from quaint suburban homes in America to crowded apartments in Asia. But what if I told you that, right now, some of those vitamins aren't the trusty allies you think they are? Instead, they might be quietly eroding the strength in your legs, weakening your ability to stand tall, and threatening the independence you've spent a lifetime building. Not everything labeled vitamin is beneficial. While we often assume more is better, science paints a different picture, one filled with warnings that few people notice. Today, we're diving deep into 3 common vitamins you might be taking: vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin B6. These aren't obvious villains. They're praised on store shelves and in ads as miracle cures for aging. But when overused or taken unnecessarily, they can weaken muscles, brittle bones, damage nerves, and push you closer to falls, fractures, and even permanent loss of mobility. This isn't a story to scare you. It's an invitation to wake up. In this long journey, possibly the longest conversation you'll ever have about your health, we'll explore not just how these vitamins work in your body, but why they become dangerous at this age, their historical origins, the psychological toll of losing leg strength, and most importantly, the concrete steps you can take to protect yourself. Consider this. Every day, about 8,000 seniors in the U.S. are hospitalized due to falls, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. That's the equivalent of a small town vanishing from a map each year, not from illness, but from preventable accidents. And part of the problem lies in those tiny pills we trust. Before we begin, I want you to join me. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from, and do you take vitamins regularly? Have you ever wondered if they're truly necessary for you? Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on valuable insights. Now, let's step into this journey together. Why are vitamins dangerous for seniors? How your body changes after 60. When you pass 60, your body isn't the powerhouse it was at 20 or 30. Your liver, your main processing plant, drops in metabolic efficiency by about 1% per year after 40, according to research from Johns Hopkins University. Your kidneys, which filter out excess substances, also slow down, raising the risk of buildup from fat-soluble compounds like vitamins E and A. Muscles lose 3 to 5% of their mass per decade, a condition called sarcopenia, while bones lose 1 to 2% of their density annually in postmenopausal women, and 0.5 to 1% in men, per the National Osteoporosis Foundation. Your nervous system declines too. Signal transmission slows, reducing reflexes and coordination. These changes aren't flaws. In your body, they're the result of evolution. In youth, your body craves excess nutrients for growth and reproduction. But as you age, it shifts to maintenance mode, prioritizing balance over accumulation. This means a vitamin dose that was safe at 30 can become a burden at 70. Vitamins were discovered in the early 20th century as solutions to severe deficiencies. Vitamin A for night blindness, vitamin B6 for pellagra, vitamin E for cell protection. But by the 1950s, the supplement industry exploded, turning them from cures into miracle pills for everyone. According to a report from the U.S. Council on Food and Nutrition, global vitamin supplement sales hit $150 billion in 2023, with 60% of users over 50. But this popularity came at a cost: lax regulation. In the U.S., the FDA doesn't require safety testing before supplements hit the market, leading to arbitrary doses from 400 IU of vitamin E to 200 milligrams of vitamin B6 far, exceeding the recommended daily allowance, RDA, set by the National Institute of Health, NIH. 15 milligrams for E, 1.7 milligrams for B6. Water-soluble vitamins, CEB, are usually harmless since excess is flushed out in urine. But fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K build up in the liver and fatty tissues, becoming toxic if overdone. Vitamin B6, though water-soluble, is an exception. High doses over time damage nerves by accumulating pyridoxal phosphate, its active form. A 2020 Harvard study found that 40% of Americans over 65 take at least one unnecessary supplement, often driven by ads rather than medical need. The 3 dangerous vitamins. Vitamin E, the silent muscle weakener. Biological mechanism. Vitamin E alpha-tocopherol is an antioxidant, protecting cell membranes from free radicals. But at high doses greater than 400 IU/day, it disrupts muscle metabolism by inhibiting the mTOR pathway, a key signal for muscle protein synthesis. A 2018 Tufts University study showed seniors taking 800 IU/day lost 15 to 20% of leg strength in 12 months, measured by quadriceps force. Plus, vitamin E thins blood by blocking vitamin K-dependent clotting factors. A 2019 University of Maryland analysis found doses greater than 1,000 IU/day raise internal bleeding risk by 25% in those over 60, especially when paired with anticoagulants like warfarin. Long-term impact. Weak muscles reduce balance. Hiking fall risk the cause of 95% of hip fractures in seniors, CDC. John, 68, California, took 800 IU/day to fight aging. After 18 months, he fell 3 times and needed a walker. Blood tests showed vitamin E levels triple the norm. Stopping the supplement and doing physical therapy restored 60% of his strength in 6 months. Aiko, 72, Japan, used vitamin E from plant oil supplements. She noticed hand and leg tremors while using chopsticks, fearing Parkinson's. Doctors diagnosed vitamin E toxicity. Switching to natural nuts stabilized her in 4 months. Advice: the RDA for vitamin E is 15 milligrams, 22 IU. Eating 30 g of almonds or sunflower seeds provides enough without harm. Vitamin A, the bone and muscle destroyer. Biological mechanism. Vitamin A retinol supports vision and immunity, but high doses greater than 10,000 IU/day activate osteoclasts, bone-destroying cells, reducing bone density. A 2015 Upsala University study found women over 65 taking 15,000 IU/day lost 12% of hip bone density in 5 years. Excess vitamin A also increases oxidative stress in muscles, cutting collagen synthesis, a key component of tendons and ligaments. A 2019 Journal of Bone and Mineral Research study found a 2.5-fold higher hip fracture risk in long-term high-dose vitamin A users. Long-term impact. Brittle bones and weak muscles raise the odds of permanent injury, speeding up dependency. Min, 65, Vietnam, took cod liver oil, 20,000 IU vitamin A/day, to protect her eyes. After 2 years, she fractured her wrist in a minor fall. Brittle bones and weak muscles were linked to vitamin A toxicity. Switching to carrots and calcium improved her mobility in 8 months. Carlos, 70, Mexico, used a multivitamin with 12,000 IU vitamin A. Joint pain and leg weakness forced him to quit gardening, his greatest joy. Stopping the supplement relieved 70% of symptoms in 5 months. Advice: RDA is 900 micrograms, 3,000 IU. For men, 700 micrograms, 2,300 IU. For women, sweet potatoes or pumpkin offer a safe beta-carotene. Vitamin B6, the nerve attacker. Biological mechanism. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, aids protein metabolism and nerve function. But doses greater than 100 milligrams per day cause peripheral neuropathy by accumulating pyridoxal phosphate, damaging the myelin sheath of sensory nerves. A 2020 University of Oregon study found 200 milligrams per day for 6 months caused foot numbness in 35% of people over 60, with 10% suffering irreversible damage. The NIH sets the safe upper limit, UL, at 100 milligrams per day, yet many energy pills contain 150 to 300 milligrams. Long-term impact. Loss of sensation and coordination triples fall risk per a 2021 Boston University study. Hung, 70, Australia, took 150 milligrams B6/day for energy. After 10 months, he fell in the bathroom due to numb feet. Physical therapy helped him walk, but toe sensation never fully returned. Fatima, 67, India, used B6 from brain supplements. She lost balance at the market and needed a cane. Stopping it and eating bananas improved her by 50% in 3 months. Advice: RDA is 1.7 milligrams for men, 1.5 milligrams for women. Chicken or beans provide ample natural B6. We had just embarked on a journey exploring 3 vitamins, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin B6, the silent enemies that can weaken your muscles, bones, and nerves. But the story doesn't stop at immediate harm. Let's shift our focus to a bigger picture, where we don't just look at the body but also the soul, because losing leg strength is not just a physical issue. It is a deep emotional journey that can change the way you live and perceive yourself. Long-term physical effects, from muscles to bones and nerves. When vitamin E, A, and B6 exceed safe levels, they don't just cause temporary symptoms but leave lasting marks on your body. Let's start with muscles as soldiers that protect your freedom of movement. A study from Tufts University, 2018, found that high doses of vitamin E, over 400 IU/day, reduce muscle protein synthesis through the mTOR pathway, leading to a 15 to 20% loss of thigh muscle strength within 12 months. This is not just a number on paper. It means that getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or maintaining balance when stepping off a curb gradually becomes an insurmountable challenge. Next are the bones, a framework that supports your body. Excess vitamin A activates osteoclasts, bone-resorbing cells, reducing hip and thigh bone density by up to 12% over 5 years, according to Uppsala University, 2015. A minor fall that would have only caused a bruise at age 30 could now result in a hip fracture, a severe injury for which 20% of elderly individuals never fully recover, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. Statistics show that in the U.S. alone, falls lead to 2.8 million emergency room visits among people over 65 each year, with 70% linked to muscle weakness or balance loss problems exacerbated by these 3 vitamins. But the most concerning impact might be on the nervous system, where high doses of vitamin B6, over 100 milligrams per day, wreak havoc. Peripheral neuropathy is not just a fleeting numbness. A study from the University of Oregon, 2020, found that 35% of individuals over 60 who took 200 milligrams of B6 daily for 6 months suffered damage to their myelin sheath, the insulating layer around nerves, leading to loss of sensation in their legs. About 10% of them never fully recovered, even after stopping supplementation. This means every step becomes unsteady. Every descent down the stairs a risky endeavor, and the risk of falling triples, according to Boston University, 2021. Imagine your body as an old house. Muscles are the walls, bones are the pillars, and nerves are the electrical wiring. When all 3 deteriorate, cracked walls, weakened pillars, faulty wire in the house is no longer safe to live in. Falling is not just an accident. It's the beginning of a domino effect. Hospitalization, surgery, bed confinement, and loss of independence. A report from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, 2022, revealed that 30% of elderly individuals with hip fractures pass away within a year, and 50% of survivors never walk normally again. This is the real cost of vitamin misuse, one that few anticipate. But the damage doesn't stop with the body. Let's delve into an often overlooked aspect: how losing leg strength affects your mind. When you no longer feel confident walking, when every time you stand up is a struggle, what happens to your self-esteem and joy in life? A study from the University of Michigan, 2022, found that 40% of elderly individuals with declining leg function reduced their social interactions within 2 years. They stopped walking the park, declined dinner invitations, and gradually withdrew from the outside world, not because they wanted to, but because they were afraid. Afraid of falling, afraid of being seen as weak, afraid of losing the strong image they once had. This creates a vicious cycle. Less movement leads to weaker muscles, more brittle bones, and a growing fear. Take Mrs. Rose, a 69-year-old from a small town in England. She used to organize family picnics, but after taking high doses of vitamin E, 800 IU/day, for 2 years, she began feeling shaky on her feet. A minor fall in her garden sent her into panic. Gradually, she stopped going outside, avoided seeing friends, and fell into mild depression. A psychologist later found that her fear of losing independence had silently imprisoned her, even though her body still had the potential to recover. Science calls this the fear of falling syndrome. A study from the University of Sydney, 2021, showed that 60% of elderly individuals who have fallen once developed this fear, and 25% of them experience a significant drop in quality of life, suffering from insomnia, anxiety, and a sense of uselessness. Vitamin B6, with its nerve-numbing effects, worsens this issue. When you can't feel the ground beneath your feet, every step feels like walking on air, uncertain and unsafe. The psychological impact extends to families as well. When Mr. Carlos, a 70-year-old from Mexico, could no longer tend his garden due to leg weakness caused by excessive vitamin A intake, he felt like a burden to his children. This sense of inadequacy made him speak less, laugh less, and his family lost the cheerful father they once knew. This is not just a story about the body, it's about how we define ourselves through movement, activity, and connection with the world. A seemingly harmless vitamin E supplement can weaken muscles, leading to falls, fractures, and loss of mobility. Vitamin A makes bones brittle, turning a simple slip into a tragedy. Vitamin B6 numbs the nerves, robbing you of confidence and making you a prisoner in your own home. According to the American Geriatric Society, 2023, 1/3 of elderly individuals fall each year, and 70% of these incidents involve muscle, bone, or nerve deterioration issues that excessive vitamin intake can accelerate. But the scariest part isn't just the statistics. It's how they alter the life you once cherished. No more morning walks to enjoy the sunrise. No more joy in lifting your grandchildren. No more pride in doing things on your own. So how can we stop this domino effect? How do we protect not just our legs, but also our spirit? Let's move on to the next section, where we go beyond awareness and take action to regain control. We have just seen a comprehensive picture from deep physical damage to the mental fractures that vitamin overuse can cause. You may feel a bit overwhelmed, but don't worry, this is not the end, but the beginning of change. Knowledge is power, and from here, let's move from awareness to practical action. Together, we will explore specific science-based and practical strategies to protect your legs, health, and freedom starting today. The journey starts with the vitamin bottle on your shelf. Pick it up, read the label, and ask yourself, how long have I been taking this? What is the dosage? Do I really need it? According to the NIH, the daily recommended allowance, RDA, for vitamin E is 15 milligrams, 22 IU. Vitamin A is 900 micrograms, 3,000 IU, for men, and 700 micrograms, 2,300 IU, for women. And vitamin B6 is 1.7 milligrams for men and 1.5 milligrams for women. However, many supplements far exceed these levels: 400 IU for E, 10,000 IU for A, 100 milligrams for B6, several times the necessary amount. Keep a vitamin intake journal for 1 month. Record the days you take them, the dosage, and how you feel. A study from the University of California, 2021, found that 50% of older adults who stopped unnecessary supplements reported improved leg strength and alertness within 3 months. If you take a multivitamin, check if it contains all 3 of these vitamins. Their combination can double toxicity risks, according to the Clinical Nutrition Journal, 2020. Mrs. Lin, 66, from Hanoi, discovered her multivitamin contained 500 IU of vitamin E and 150 milligrams of B6. After 2 weeks of discontinuation and monitoring, she noticed reduced numbness in her legs and improved walking ability. Don't guess, seek an expert. But not just any doctor. You need someone knowledgeable about geriatric health, as nutritional needs at 60 are vastly different from those at 30. Request a comprehensive blood test to measure vitamin E normal 5, 20 mg/L, vitamin A normal 20, 60 mg/DL, and vitamin B6 normal 5 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. If levels exceed the threshold, you could be experiencing early-stage toxicity without realizing it. Ask your doctor, do I have any deficiencies? Do my medications interact with these vitamins? For example, vitamin E enhances the effects of warfarin, while vitamin B6 reduces the efficacy of levodopa in Parkinson's treatment. A study from the University of Toronto, 2022, found that 60% of older adults who received personalized consultations reduced their risk of vitamin toxicity by 80% within 6 months. Mr. David, 71, from Canada, discovered through blood tests that his vitamin A levels were twice the normal amount due to fish liver oil supplements. His doctor recommended stopping it and switching to vitamin D instead, which helped reduce his joint pain by 70% after 4 months. Instead of relying on pills, let food be your best medicine. Science shows that the body absorbs vitamins from food more effectively and with less risk of toxicity than from synthetic sources. Vitamin E alternatives: 30G almonds, 7 milligrams E, sunflower seeds, 10 milligrams E. A study from the University of Illinois, 2019, found that natural vitamin E does not thin the blood like supplements do. Vitamin A alternatives: 1 sweet potato, 14,000 IU beta-carotene, safely converted into vitamin A as needed. Harvard University, 2020, confirmed that beta-carotene does not cause bone toxicity. Vitamin B6 alternatives: 100G chicken, 0.5 milligrams B6, 1 banana, 0.4 milligrams B6. The Neurology Journal, 2021, found that natural B6 does not accumulate to toxic levels. Sample meal plan: breakfast, boiled eggs B6 plus banana B6. Lunch, grilled salmon E plus spinach, A from beta-carotene. Dinner, black beans B6 plus sweet potato, A. Mrs. Fatima, 67, from India, switched from B6 supplements to a diet rich in beans and bananas. After 3 months, she no longer needed a cane to walk to the market, with a 60% improvement in leg sensation. Exercise is a powerful antidote to vitamin-induced harm. A study from the University of Birmingham, 2021, found that older adults who engage in light exercise for 20 minutes per day, walking, squats, increased their leg strength by 25% in 6 months, even if their muscles had weakened due to vitamin overuse. Walking, 15 to 20 minutes per day, gradually increasing from 5 minutes if you're just starting. The Geriatrics Journal, 2022, found that walking improves circulation and reduces numbness from B6 toxicity. Light squats, 10 reps x3 sets, using a chair for support if needed. This strengthens thigh muscles weakened by excess vitamin E. Balance focus yoga, tree pose 30 seconds per leg, reduces fall risk by 30%. University of Sydney, 2020. Mr. Peter, 73, from the U.S., incorporated walking and yoga after stopping vitamin A supplements. After 5 months, he could lift light weights and climb stairs without exhaustion. Don't go it alone. Family and friends can be a powerful source of strength. A study from Oxford University, 2023, found that older adults who participated in group exercise activities, walking fitness classes, maintained better leg health by 40% compared to those who exercise alone. Invite your children for a walk, join a local yoga class, or share your journey with friends. Mrs. Barbara, 67, from Illinois, joined a morning walking group with her neighbors after discontinuing multivitamins. Not only did she feel stronger, but she also regained the joy of social interaction. Let's move on to the final section, where we tie everything together and transform knowledge into real power for your golden years. We have embarked on a long journey together, one that explores not just the tiny vitamin pills you take each day, but also your body, your mind, and the values you cherish in life. From the peaceful mornings when you swallow a pill with the hope of better health, we have delved into the hidden corners that few consider. How vitamin E quietly weakens muscles, how vitamin A silently makes bones brittle, and how vitamin B6, once thought to be an energy booster, can actually damage nerves. making every step you take unsteady. But now, as the light has been shed on the truth, this is not the end of the story. Instead, it is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you take control, where strength is not just in your legs, but in the choices you make from this moment forward. Let me guide you through a moment of reflection. Throughout this journey, we have seen that aging is not a sentence to weakness. Your body, despite decades filled with joys, sorrows, and countless challenges, remains an incredible wonder. It constantly adapts, continuously sends signals, sometimes as fatigue, sometimes as imbalance, to remind you that it needs to be heard. The vitamins you once trusted, the habits you built with the best intentions, may have unintentionally drowned out that voice. But now, with knowledge in your hands, you have the opportunity to change, not with fear or regret, but with confidence and a clear understanding of your own worth. Now, I want to invite you to be part of something bigger, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Strength is not only about standing firm on your own 2 feet. It's also about how you inspire others. Share your story in the comments below. What have you learned from this journey? Are there any habits you want to change? Or perhaps a simple moment when your legs brought you joy? Every story you share is a beacon of light, offering hope to someone who needs it. Think about this. Every day, thousands of older adults around the world give up on their dreams because of preventable falls. But you can change that, not just for yourself, but for your family, friends, and community. When you choose to live smarter, you send a powerful message that age is not a limitation, it is an opportunity to live more fully. We have explored numbers, studies, and personal stories. But above all, we have uncovered a simple yet profound truth. Aging does not mean surrendering. It means living wisely, listening to your body, and making choices that reflect your values. Vitamins may have been a part of your life, but now you know that true health does not come from a bottle. It comes from how you nourish your body, the steps you take, and the courage to change when necessary. Take action today. Put down the vitamin bottle. Pick up a banana, step outside, and feel the ground beneath your feet. Call your doctor, plan a healthy meal, or simply stand up and walk around the room. Every small action is a victory. You deserve a golden age where you walk with confidence, where your body supports your spirit, and where the years ahead are defined by strength, not limitations. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I look forward to hearing your stories, the first steps you take after today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with those you love. Because in the end, strength is not just something you keep for yourself, it's something you pass on. So let's walk forward together, with confidence and joy, into a brighter future.